Good evening. 3 attacks in the past week, all by killer bees. Wednesday, a Pflugerville man was stung over 300 times. The next day, another bee attack left a man in Pflugerville in the hospital. Thousands of these small and deadly insects can be living right in your backyard. So what do you do to avoid a swarm? Our Omar Lewis joining us live in the studio with this in-depth report. Omar?
Good evening, Dave. It's prime season for these killer bees, and as we've seen just this week alone, these tiny insects can pack a punch. But these large and dangerous swarms are also a necessity for our food supply. And while it's a sight you don't want to get close to, there are some things you can do to keep the bees far away. This backyard may look peaceful, but underneath this trash can lives thousands of killer bees.
Beehives do not do small, they only do big. That is how they survive.
That number, 150,000 bees. And right now is their prime season as they're rushing to make honey to survive the coming winter.
That group, about the size of a basketball or so, will move into somewhere and begin to build immediately.
In places like your backyard, but for most homeowners, these large and hidden hives can come as a surprise until they swarm.
99% of the time, it's somebody mowing, somebody doing yard work, somebody trimming a tree.
Jamie Bowers lives right down the street from this swarming hive. She gardens in her yard every day, but to her, the buzz of bees is a catch-22.
So I've got all these bees next door, which is fantastic because they can come pollinate my garden, but at the same time, yeah, I don't want 200,000 bees all over me.
These African hybrid bees were brought over for their honey, and while dangerous, they're also essential to our food supply.
There are actually islands in China where they haven't been able to keep bees, and people are now actually pollinating pears by hand.
But experts say keeping large containers out of your backyard and staying calm if you do encounter them can save you from a dangerous invasion.
I've actually found them inside kegs, overturned 55-gallon drums.
Bowers is now balancing between a blossoming garden and getting stung.
I'll definitely be a little bit more aware of my surroundings when I'm gardening.
And experts say the bees should die off by October, and if you do see even a couple bees, it's a sign of a much greater problem. You should call an expert to come check it out. For now, we're live in the studio. Omar Lewis, KXAN News.